2006 Mustang GT project car is less than a month away from its first track day, and I need to make sure that I will make it past tech inspection. Leaks, worn parts, and loose items are all things that can hold me back from the track, so today I'm going to make sure that all of that is sorted. My name is David, and this is how I get off the grind. At this point, the first track day for the Mustang is about a month away, and I'm legitimately concerned that I wouldn't pass tech inspection the way the Mustang sits right now. So there's a couple of things that I want to tackle. Some of it's just new car ownership, getting to know the vehicle, making sure I know the status of everything. So like oil and checking nuts and bolts and stuff like that. The nuts and bolts also plays into like tech inspection. But there's some things that I know are wrong with the Mustang. The suspension, one of the rear shocks is leaking fluid, so that would be an automatic no-go. And then there's some clunking up in the front end. I think it's on the strut tower on the passenger side, but I won't really know until I get in there and check it out. And then the differential, the pinion seal is leaking, so I need to do that as well. Today, we're just gonna focus on the oil. And the suspension. And then tomorrow I'll head over to my buddy Dylan's house where we'll tackle the differential, check all the nuts and bolts. We're also going to check the transmission fluid, brake fluid, stuff like that to make sure everything is what it needs to be in order to hit the track and kind of give it some punishment. So let's get started. This was probably the easiest suspension I have ever worked on. There are 2 bolts on the bottom of the strut, 4 bolts on the strut tower, then you need to also remove the sway bar end links, and they are ready to come out. I had them out in less than 10 minutes with the Roush strut back in shortly after that. Then it was time to move on to the rear. So I have the passenger side strut in now. Honestly, after looking at the OEM strut that I just took out, I don't think that was causing the knocking that I was hearing. I think the culprit is more likely the rear bushing on the lower control arm. But I guess we'll see. I thought it was loose in the strut tower, but it didn't appear to be. So either way, this needed to be done because the rear shock is definitely leaking. So I'm gonna get the other side done and then we'll move on to the rear. So you can see this is the shock that's kind of leaking a little bit. It's really not that bad, but from what I understand, that's definitely enough for tech inspection to flag you and not let you get on the track. So this is why we're doing this right now.
The rear was even more easy. There was one 18mm bolt on the bottom of the shock, one 15mm bolt on the top of the shock, and then it all came out. Before putting the Roush shock in, I took out the OEM springs and replaced them with the Roush springs, which required no tools at all. Simply push down on the axle on the side you were working on, and that gives you enough space to pull the spring out and put the new one in. I had to jack the axle up a little bit to get the top of the shock into place, so I did a couple of pumps on the jack, repositioned the shock, and then went again until it finally seated.
That's not where that goes. That's not where that goes. Thanks, buddy. Can you hit it? Just go. Perfect.
High five.
Thanks, bud.
High five.
High five. High five. All right, get out of here. All right, well whatever. That concludes the suspension. Tomorrow we'll pick this up at Dylan's house so we can get the differential and check the nuts and bolts and stuff like that done. Now that we're here and all set up, we're gonna tackle the differential today and then check all the nuts and bolts from yesterday because I didn't have a torque wrench. So tackle the diff first. That's the biggest thing because it's, like I said, it's leaking from the pinion seal. And I should be good to go from there and we can get this thing on the track. Wheels and tires are gonna wait for another video because wheels are coming today.
Careful though, that will rip your arm. It's got quite a bit of torque.
Okay. You know what? It makes a lot of noise, but it doesn't spin fast.
Step 1 was removing the 10 bolts holding on the differential cover and draining the diff fluid. This axle holds 3 quarts, but only about half a quart came out. Definitely a bad leak, and I'm glad we're tackling this now.
That smells awful.
It's definitely important to clean up the mating surface of everything you take off because a new gasket will be going on here, but we also decided to clean it up and give it a new paint job.
The seal is definitely what's leaking.
In case you didn't know, drive shafts are balanced. So we marked the position that it's at so we can go in the same way it came out to retain its balance.
That drive shaft.
Stand we got for you to hold the drive shaft in? We're sure this is how this works?
I mean, the nut's gone, so it should, yeah, it should just come off.
I think we got it.
Woo! See,
seal's pretty crusty.
The seal's still in it?
It's on there. It's just hard as shit. It's like it's basically like plastic.
Oh, nice. Oh.
This is the dust seal, but yes, it was really crusty. After this, it was time to remove the pinion seal itself. We didn't have a puller. We tried our best to use different picks and needles and stuff like that, but ultimately what we did was sent a wood screw into the seal and pulled it out using a hammer.
Clean that up a little bit. Oh God, it's thick in there, dude.
This does not sound like the correct way to do it, and it isn't, but this is the way a lot of people pull pinion seals, and it worked really well for us.
You want the mallet?
Yeah, I was thinking about trying to do this like properly and get a fat
Socket?
yeah.
You can just probably tap it in with a mallet.
I'm sure I could. Thank you for painting this. It looks so much better. Yeah. That was it, right? Yeah. Nice. Fill her up.
It looks good under there with the cover. It makes everything else look particularly bad.
You're not wrong. I know where it's at. Yeah. Like 3 quarts, so
yeah.
It's gonna be a minute.
I don't want to roll over your foot.
Oh.
Full gear oil with it.
I mean,
Have you ever done any diff or any trans where you're like, you know what I can do is just put this entire bottle straight up in the air and just like let it drain into this thing?
I couldn't the Bronco, guaranteed.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of the lift?
Yeah. Eric, can I get the plug?
Slowing down now.
Exactly what it sounded like.
Now that the Bronco is in working order and we've handled all the things that would prevent me from getting on the track, it's time to set a baseline with this thing. But that will be in the next video.